Tell me when, producer. Bow! Bow, 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 bow. Give it up! Four! LASC's open mic night tonight. It's Funky Friday, and that's right. After we get down every night, actually. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 6:30, sign up, 7 p.m. show. Funky Friday's a little different, where you can express yourself through poetry, reading, other things, dancing, no fans only, not yet. Okay. And yeah, I'm thinking about it. Things are getting rough. College is getting expensive. And I have my own fans, you know. Yeah. Just you guys. And I'd like to make an announcement that I will be performing tomorrow night at Long Beach Laugh Factory. I will be there. So, if anybody wants tickets, yes, I have to work tomorrow. We all know I love to go on stage, guys. I want you guys to have the love and the energy about going on stage and experiencing that happiness that I seem to never find anymore. Because I'm going through something right now, really quick. I want to tell you this real quick. It's so hard to find people to work, okay? And I find this great camera guys, 2 great camera guys. One kind of reminds me of you. He's Egyptian though. Right, and the other guy, right, close enough, you know what I'm saying, you feel me? Other guy, handsome guy, you know, knows his cameras, knows all this stuff, and he says, hey baby, and he says, are you still looking for a camera person? I was like, yes. Did you update? He was like, yes. He's like, want to ask you, this is, so I went through this the other week, and he asked, I am embarrassed to ask you this, because out of respect, may I ask you a question? I'm just thinking, okay, what can it be? And he says, are you in a traditional marriage? Okay, now, I got 2 kids that, you know, I could be in a traditional marriage if he converted and became a Jew. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be traditional. But I thought it was a joke, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, then, let me just tell you this. This was the other week I was talking about this, okay? Like, this guy, I'm just thinking to myself, like, does he want a green card? Because I was thinking that way, like, I use the money. I'm broke, I'll find somebody. But, like, you know, I feel so bad that kids don't... Just think about this. This kid that I met, nice guy... Nobody talks to him because everybody's in their phone. Like, you guys gotta get out your phone because you will fall like I did, okay? In the middle of the street. And you look at the ground like you tripped on something and there's nothing on that floor. You tripped and you're not even drinking. And I don't even know why I came up to say these things, but I do want to make sure that I'm here. Because when I'm here, I want you guys to know I'm here because there are some people that look, and thank you for letting me know when there's no audio. I appreciate that. But let me tell you, yes. Because Paterson, New Jersey will call you and let you know. Okay? They will let you know. They're like, you know your site is down, so I don't know how you're doing business. You still open? You still open? Why, want to borrow something? But I was very grateful. I'm being featured on this new webcast of Amanda Seales called Get Yourself a Life. So I play Goldie. Okay. Cute. I feel the Jewish guilt is coming in. I feel it's very anti-Semitic right now, okay? So I couldn't sleep the other night, all right? I don't know why this happens to me. And I was thinking, you know how things happen to people, and I did that so many years ago. I would have never done that now. Not even a chance. That's why, guys, pay attention to what you do. When you talk about, oh my God, I can't go up here live because they're going to steal my act. If you're doing your act, how does somebody steal your act? Do your act. I never had these opportunities of having something live, to have somebody say that they did it, and I could prove it that I did it. So take all of your opportunities and use them wisely. I'm also going to ask if you guys, if you have a good experience, you know, if I didn't bite too hard, Yelp, please. I need some Yelp. And I'm going to bring up this first guy, and then I'm going to bring up Kenzie after this because he's got to leave. But I always want to see what few minutes he has and what he has to say. The gentleman in red, Mark Safran. Can you put your phone down? And stop acting so upset with me, Mark. You're not going to even be here next week. Just come up for 2 minutes. Happy. Mark, come on. Mark and Patty's here too. On. Hey. Come on.
See, I know all you think that know me, or those who don't, that I'm going to get up here, I'm going to have something to say about Donald Trump.
Yes, yes.
Say it wrong. Can't stand it. Horrible human being. And I don't care that he built the fucking Woolman ring in Tony. Who cares? Anybody, the private sector can always do things better. My best Donald Trump story, one I love the best, this is it.
Oh boy.
Here he is building the Taj Mahal Casino, which of course he took bankrupt, 2, 3, 4 times. Right. He's building the casino, and this Taj Mahal has these custom-made cupolas put on the top. So he had a brother too, brother and a sister. His brother worked with him, and his sister was Marianne Trump. Marianne Trump. My God, I don't remember. No, her last name. Anyhow, she was a federal judge in Newark, New Jersey. So anyhow, he puts these big, beautiful, custom-made golden cupolas on top of his Taj Mahal, and he didn't pay for them. So he had this done by a company in the Midwest. They took their UCC, which is Uniform Commercial Code, piece of paper, sent an execution to the judge, and had those cupolas removed the day before he was going to open the Taj Mahal. Wouldn't you know, not only did Donald have to pay in full every penny he owed, plus interest, he had to pay for the crane. And on top of it, the sheriff of Atlantic County got poundage. But that's just, a normal example of why New Yorkers didn't vote for him. Then there was the 127-inch limousine. So here he is at Shane Gould, the law firm. And, of course, I know this story third hand, fifth hand. It's been told to me so many times by people from Shane Gould. Donald Trump's up there working, and he orders the limousine company to send 2 127-inch wheelbase limousines. And then when he got out, he measured him and said, "I'm not paying. I ordered 127s. You know you only make them at 125. All right?" They thought he was kidding, and he didn't pay. And on top of it, Shane Gould went bankrupt. He owed him $1 million in legal fees. So, he's not exactly what we should call, the type of person we want as president of the United States. Served his purpose, did what he had to do. Now it's time for him to, hang out at Mar-a-Lago and get more orange. On the other hand, even though I'm not going to say anything about Donald Trump other than those 2 stories, I would probably have a few words about Hunter Biden.
Oh boy.
And the fact that Hunter Biden is still walking this earth without shackles scares the hell out of me. But not as much as what the real problem facing America today is. So there are 2. John Kerry's still around. That's a big problem. But I am not happy with this artificial intelligence. I am an avid watcher of Star Trek, by the way. The whole season of Discovery was about a rogue AI, and I don't know how many Star Trek stories are about rogue AIs, but an AI will go rogue. All right? It is like it has the emotional development of a 4-year-old with the brains of Stephen Hawking. That is, and he has the emotional development of a 9-year-old. That is really, I'm sorry, Monica, if that insults you.
What?
Insulting Stephen Hawking. Anyhow.
I thought you were calling her a robot. like insulting her species.
Anyhow, the thought of these people building an artificial intelligence with a machine, and you all may not like Musk. I don't think I like the car that much. However, he's right. AI is too far, and this is where it comes down to. It's a bottom line number. Problem with scientists is before they got woke. Now they're trying to prove the opposite, but scientists always wanted to prove that they could do something. And as Robert Oppenheimer realized after he knocked off that first atom bomb, all right, sometimes scientists should think maybe we shouldn't do something, that it has ramifications beyond. So this AI thing is scary. It's bad enough that the first generation defective one is in a robot body and is president of the United States. I mean, most of Joe's decisions look like they are written, made up by a pretty stupid AI, first generation. But they can get better. And if there's anybody, other politician, AOC, TikTok, come on. So I love all these little visionettes. The only thing I like about the phone and the internet is that every once in a while I get a good news story. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez throwing a shit fit next to the woman from Libs of TikTok is fascinating. All right, Libs at TikTok was just there to serve her with papers. It's like it's like any other process server. Why are you getting pissed off? She's just doing her job. So she was there to serve her with papers for a discrimination suit. Because, yes, it's true. The hospital did advertise it. All this woman ever did was take things that existed and expose them. All right? You don't have to take a political position on that. I don't have to say anything she did. But the way that the AOC, acted today, after taking $130,000 to push TikTok for the Chinese, that's a little much. So, on that note, oh yeah, who else got a ethics complaint today?
Me.
They got Elon Omer again on a little bit of campaign violations. Now, if you all believe that the new boyfriend who became the husband was actually doing campaign finance work for her, for the $1.5 million that she paid his company from a campaign, or that the security guard that the other one had, what's her name, Cori Bush, that got $500,000 from the campaign money to be the security guard, and we know what he was providing security for. Okay, you will believe in the redemption theory of Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Whoa!
You're never coming back to this again. You can't drop anything like that.
Chaos. That is pure proof of truth.
It's proof of truth. Mark, why is it that everybody that meets us say, you voted for Donald Trump? We don't know why. Everybody in LA, everybody in New York hates him. Like, you guys understand. To say that is so insulting.
Because I don't take, this is it. I'm not on stage.
We don't have time. We gotta keep going.
All right. The reason they all think I voted for Donald Trump is I don't believe in a lot of their other bullshit. So you assume that somebody voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's either you're right or left. Is
Right,
no shades
their
of
way
gray.
or the highway.
Welcome to Bill Maher, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
That's it,
Right
everybody
now,
right. Yeah.
getting ready to go to his 8:30 spot is the one and only Kenzie. Let's get him going. I don't think that was funny.
I can take care of that.
Okay.
Little fist bump.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that you know.
Great. Alright. I'm a rapper. Okay, well, that was the political segment of the show. What do we talk about now? How about that rain? Y'all get a chance to sing and dance in it yet? Anybody? Yeah. If not, let me tell you, it is a glorious feeling until you slip and fall and hit your head against the cold, hard concrete and slowly die a painful death in the silent, wet night. Then it's not so glorious. At that point, it becomes kind of shameful. People will point and laugh at you. Well, they were already pointing and laughing at you. Like, look at that guy, he's singing and dancing in the rain. Check it out. But now it turns to, oh no, he's down. He's down. At least he died doing what, he seemed happy. Lo and behold, he was chronically depressed the whole time. That's a sad bit. Anyways, y'all heard Seemed to Right. My name is Kenzie. Kind of like that cute girl, who plays fast pitch. Except I am not a cute girl. I actually identify as a tough guy. Thank you. I've known it ever since I was a little lad. My mom, cool it, Sunda. I'm trying to tell jokes. But yeah, my mom told me the story of my first word. And I was 2 years old, and my brother was walking by, and he fell over and tripped and scraped his knee and started crying, and I condescendingly called him a wuss. It's a very true story. No, this one is true. My first memory is actually walking along active train tracks while wrangling snakes. It was a garter snake, but, a snake nonetheless. And just recently, I got a jean jacket. Yeah, like the cool kind. It's Levi's. Let's see, what else is tough? What else is tough about me? I'm training for a fight right now with my neighbor. She keeps talking shit. She told me I sing too loud. I was like, yeah, but like, is it good though? And she was like, no, you suck. And I was like, yeah, well, your Girl Scout cookies suck. And she threatened to fight me, so now I've got to kick this little Girl Scout's ass. I've been training for it. I'm gonna, give her one of these, hit her with a judo chop. Sprinkle those cookies, those stale ass cookies she sold me on her little corpse. Just bitch.
Equal rights, equal fights.
Yeah, you get it. Hell yeah. That's a great rhyme. You must read. We got a well-read man in the front row. I don't mean to assume, but sure. But yeah, Chris Cornell's gay. He's got a song about spooning men. Oh, we got no Soundgarden fans in the house. No Soundgarden fans in you guys, whatever. Moving on from that. Do you guys think people in the Netherlands get offended when we refer to our genitals as our nether regions? What do you guys think about that?
I think they're enjoying their free healthcare and lack of criminalized drugs to really care.
He's got a couple points there.
So much politics tonight.
This is his time.
Maybe they call their cops
He wants equal
America.
time for socialism.
Okay. I'll hold space. Okay. But yeah. What am I at, 5?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Right where I want to be.
You gonna fix that microphone?
This is a good mic.
Was.
This is a great mic. No, it still is. No, I tightened it. It's good.
Okay.
It's solid. Yeah. Anyways, y'all see this goatee?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I can finally grow facial hair. I've been waiting my whole life for this. They're like, thank you. Feel like I can finally go swashbuckling now. Live out my pirate dreams. Y'all know what swashbuckling is?
Yeah.
Y'all know what that means? You know what that means?
Yes.
Yeah? What does it mean to you?
Well, you go a pirate. You can swing on whatever that dangling thing is from the
From starboard
and swing
up
across
deck.
with your sword and a gallant mustache such as you wear. I, for one, am impressed.
You know what? I survived my life and I got to this point where I can grow, and it's great. But that isn't actually swashbuckling. That could be part of swashbuckling, but swashbuckling is engaging in romantic and dangerous endeavors in a flamboyant way with bravado.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have this one.
All my life, I had all the flamboyance and none of the bravado. But now that I've got this goatee, I can finally swashbuckle. It's gonna be great, because I'm 29 now, which is cool, for the dating pool. I feel like I'm like I'm getting into the thick of it, I can. It's great. Okay, out here. People say dating in LA is tough, but low key, there are so many babes in their 30s, okay, who have not focused on family, relationship, and they've been focusing on their careers instead. So there's all these ultra successful babes who are trying to swashbuckle with a lad like me. So it's pretty great. It's pretty great. I'm gonna have a good time in my 30s if that AI doesn't fuck it all up. Gotta watch out for that. I'm already dumb enough. God. All right, I think I got a minute. What else? I've been working on this playlist. It's called. I like to build playlists on Spotify. It's like a thing I do sometimes. It's called Songs to Jerk Off To. It's an alternative to porn. Yeah. I know you dudes in here are all about that porn, oh, Scott, bro, This is an alternative for that, okay? Anyways, the playlist. First song on it, Zac Brown Band's Toes. Second song, Glass Animals, Toes. Third song, Jack Johnson's Bubble Toes. Y'all like foot jobs? Alright. No? Okay, whatever, don't judge me with that face, Lincoln. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Don't judge me. I also added Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On.
Oh, God.
Anytime it comes on, I reminisce on this amazing sex session that I had while watching the movie Titanic. Y'all know the part of the movie where Jack lets go of the door and floats away, like, Jack, no, and then he dies? That's when I came. And then I also threw on David Goggins' motivational speech at the end. Helps me stay hard. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming out. I'm Kenzie. Let's get this together. You can find me tonight at the Crack Brew in Carson, California. I'm performing on a show over there. It's going to be a real good time. You can find me on Instagram at Kenzie, KenzyJFM 17.1. All right. Thank you.
Have a great set tonight. Have a great set. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Come on in, have a seat. Thank you. Give it up for Samantha, our comedy concierge, who really helps me with everything. And of course, our resident and scholar from Duke University. Give it up for Monica. Remember, her birthday's May 2nd, and she's leaving on the 24th to go to New York City.
Okay.
And let's hear what Lincoln has to say. Let's go. Finish free, baby. Come on.
Thank you. By the way, what is this for, by the way?
It's to look like the Pixar thing.
Oh, shit. Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Yo, Mark. Oh, perfect. Yo, usually when I go up, we're gone, so I can, address. I was like, all right, I won't joke about this too much because it's sensitive, but, like, another mass shooting this week, right? And it's a trans man. And, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I read that headline, I was like, of course. Right? Like, of course we need some more complicated, like, the issues aren't complicated. Somehow we needed to blend two issues, like gun control and trans, right? It's just so frustrating. Sometimes I feel like news media, like, they're creating these crimes, because you just know that, like, they were all salivating at it, Like, honest, like, Fox News is fucking ecstatic that a trans person did something horrible so they can call them mentally ill. And, like, CNN and MSNBC are just ecstatic. They have another mass shooting they can talk about for a week. Like, that's what I see when I'm watching it, right? And it's so frustrating, because it's just like, like, what's next, right? Like, we're going to see, like, a pregnant woman shoot up a mall, right? We're going to see them, like, debating, like, I don't know if we should charge the mom, like, maybe we should charge the baby, Because those pregnancy hormones are no joke, right? Like, we're going to see the first ever abortion via lethal injection. Like, that's what I'm kind of seeing, like, it's just, I don't know, it's very frustrating for me to just watch. Like, there just has to always be something for them to talk about. Like, sometimes I feel like news media, it's not about finding out, like, what's right or what's wrong. It's just about being the subject to death and death and death until they get enough clicks. That's what I fucking see. That's what I thought of immediately when I saw the trans shooting, But it was tragic. But, there's some people out there talking about mental illness. They're saying that must have been the issue, mental illness, not taking their meds. And it's like, that's always immediately where people go, right? Like, I'm someone who takes an antidepressant and Adderall. And you'd be shocked how easy it is to get from therapists, how quickly that's where they go, right? It's crazy, you know? It's interesting to me because, like, as a baby, my mom used the Ferberizing. You guys know what that is? Yeah. Ferberizing. It's like this self-soothing method. Basically, when a baby starts crying, you just leave it be, and eventually it'll just fix its issues, right? Yeah, oh, you say that. Oh, I assume you didn't Ferberize the two. Yeah, well, that's why they're not here right now.
Spending my money around.
Yeah. No, but it's crazy to me because I guess babies can like fix their mental issues given enough time, but not us, right? Like we don't have the mental fortitude that babies have to just kind of cry it out and eventually just fix it, right? It's very interesting to me. Is it only because babies can't talk? Like if babies could talk, would it be like, wah, wah, do you need more Xanax? Wah, wah. Like is that it? Just because they can't communicate, they would say that's what they need? It's crazy to me, you know? I don't know. T-minus fucking, I think 4 or 5 months now till The Little Mermaid is coming out. Yeah, I think it's one of the great travesties I've been seeing, one of the most racist things I've ever seen. I know some people are angry about it. They feel like it's, you know, too much diversity, like can't be taken away The Little Mermaid, which I think is insane, right? Like grown-ass man complaining about a Disney princess. I mean, how insane is that, right? Like I understand if gay men were like, complaining about it, but straight men, like, how important was The Little Mermaid to your childhood? Like, show me the goddamn Little Mermaid poster you have in your room growing up. I don't, right? But see, I'm frustrated about it because I actually think it's extremely racist, right? Like, The Little Mermaid is like the first black swimmer, I think, right? That people have seen. And like, she's got a tail, like, it's a little soft, right? Like, I guess black people can swim, but only if they're mythological, because that's what I'm seeing. That's the message I'm seeing from it. Very frustrating. You know, and there's people maybe who are saying like, nah, this is just another black guy looking for racism. Okay, fine. Yeah. But let's look at another Disney movie. Have you guys seen White Man Can't Jump? Have you seen this film?
The old one. Yeah.
The old one, right? The new one isn't out yet, but unless maybe this guy's really connected in the film industry, he's already seen it. But you know, it's funny when I think of the movie, I don't recall that motherfucker getting kangaroo legs at the end of the movie. Do you guys recall that? I don't. Thank you for this. Yeah, come on, man. This is my time. You know, I don't recall that, right? Let me just repeat the fucking punchline. What was it? Like, I don't recall that motherfucker getting kangaroo legs at the end of the movie, right? Like, it's very, and it's not just that one. Like, it gets worse. There was actually a movie that came out where an animal was able to dominate sports without even getting any kind of extra help, any kind of superpowers. Like, Air Bud was just a dog, right? Like, there was no super intelligence from a vat of toxic waste, like, no super speed from getting bit by a radioactive spider. Just a fucking golden retriever dominating those kids on the court. Like, to me, it's like, I guess, dogs can dominate without superpowers, but we can't swim without built-in flippers, right? It's just kind of insane to me. Anyways, I'll be quick. I'm going to give the rest of the time back to the room. Thank you. My name's Lincoln.
Lincoln!
Oh, actually, yeah. I finally made TikTok, Lincoln.comedy. That's it.
You did it?
Yeah, I finally did. Yeah. Actually, yeah, and I posted this and I edited the clips and it was really good. Yeah. So.
Aren't you happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy. It feels really good. And I'm hungry now. I want to do more, like, just post as many as I can. So.
Thank you,
It's
Lincoln.
good to start.
Thank you for everything.
I would put it on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm stopping. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You think there's a dirt the females in comedy think again? Let's bring up this diva. Come on, Tess, let's do it.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's up, people?
I haven't been here in a while. Sorry. So I'm from Berkeley, California, up north. I go home as often as I can because it's the best and this place is the worst. My favorite thing to do when I go home is to go to the vivarium, the Berkeley Vivarium, where they sell like snakes and lizards and spiders. And I like to go and hold the feeder rats that they breed specifically to feed to the snakes. I like to go and hold them because I just feel like I want to be with them on their last day or their last few moments. I kind of feel like I'm giving them last rites in a way, like, because we know all rats are Catholic and they do all go to heaven. Every single one of my rats was buried with the cross on it. So I like to go to the vivarium, and I recently went home and I went to the vivarium, and the rat that they gave me to hold, I kid you not, was balding. I was like, how did you know my type? All he needs now is like poor communication skills. His name was Bruce. He was adorable, and he really did have like a bald spot right on the top of his little head. He was rocking like that friar haircut. And we bonded, and I loved him. And after 15 or so minutes, I was like, okay, it's time to take Bruce back. And the guy behind the counter was like, I think that's your rat. I was like, I can't, I don't have the lifestyle for this rat right now. He was like, listen, Bruce's time is up. So if you don't take this rat today, I'm gonna feed him to a snake as soon as you leave. And I start hyperventilating. And I'm like, no, you don't understand, sir. I'm barely keeping myself going right now. Okay, I couldn't give Bruce the life that he deserves, you know. Meanwhile, this guy is like fully packing up a box. He's putting bedding in it. He's putting treats in it. He's stabbing holes in the side of the box. I'm like, I can't afford this rat. And he goes, it's $3. I go, did I stutter? I can't afford this rat. Okay, he goes, it's free. It's free. He takes the rat out. He puts it in the box. He tapes the box closed. I am pinned against the door now. Tears have started just streaming down my face. I wish I was lying, guys. I'm not. I'm sobbing in this vivarium. Children are trying to buy their first snake. They've got trauma now because they're witnessing me have a mental breakdown because I can't save this rat. I had to physically throw my body out of the store. I mean, I'm dry heaving, crawling out of the store. This guy is still pushing the box across the counter with the rat that I have now killed because I didn't take it with me. So anyway, I'm on medication now. And I should have seen it coming. Because almost everyone in my family is on some form of medication. So if I was a betting woman, I would. But I was still shocked. I was still surprised when I was in therapy and my therapist was like, I think that you're depressed. And I think that you're having depressive episodes. And I was like, no. My mom explained this all. It's called PMS. And I just get moody like every week of the month. And she was like, your mom is on Prozac, okay? And you should be too. And what was even more upsetting was when she told me that she thinks it's somewhat seasonal. Because I was like, that's silly. I think seasonal depression is the silliest thing I have ever heard of. Because having the weather affect your mood feels like a leftover part of your lizard brain that we should have evolved out of. Okay, it feels ridiculous. And we obviously haven't. We have one good sunny day, and I'm like, maybe I won't do it. Maybe I'll live. I don't know. So my psychiatrist is prescribing me medication, and she's like, there's a lot of great medications that help with anxiety. A number of them help with social anxiety. And I was like, I'm going to stop you right there. I need you to prescribe me something that's going to give me just a little bit of social anxiety. Because I can't stop oversharing everything about myself. That's why I'm here. I ran out of people to overshare with, and so now I pay to do it. I can't, for the life of me, I can't keep my own goddamn secrets. And I'm working on keeping other people's. Like, you tell me your secret, I will tell my mom right off the bat. And I don't know what she's going to do with that information. But I can't keep, and it'll be the most intimate, personal details about myself. Like, I used to work in retail. And if a person came up to me in the store and was like, hey, do you guys have, like, a bathroom? Like, it's an emergency. I'd be like, girl, let me show you my shitting bathroom. It's right back here. I shit in there every day. I took a big doo-doo in there this morning. I blew it up in there, and now you can too. Take your time. Like, I can't stop myself. And nobody really wants to know all of this information. Like, I had a UTI recently, okay? And for anyone who's not familiar, urinary tract infection, bacteria up your urethra. It kind of feels like you shoved a ghost pepper up there. Agony, right? And I didn't know this. I'd never had one before, and I kind of thought that they were like periods or like yeast infections. Like, I thought it was the regular, like, everyday kind of stuff that girls are dealing with. By the time I dragged my body into the emergency gynecology appointment I booked, like, less than 12 hours later, she was like, you know, you could have gone to the emergency room, right? I was like, no one fucking tells me anything here. And I love my gynecologist. I love her. She's the most LA gynecologist I've ever met. I told her I had a UTI, and she was like, are you just having crazy sex? And that's why you got a UTI? And I was like, no, I'm not. She was like, did you just like go to Coachella and hold your pee for way too long and that's why you have a UTI? And I was like, no. I think I did it myself. Yeah. So I'm driving to work after this morning appointment, and I'm like coaching myself in the car. I'm like, nobody's gonna ask you where you were this morning. No one's gonna ask you. And if they do, all you have to say is you had an appointment. Okay? And normal societal rules mean they're not going to ask you anything about that appointment. And I'm thinking, well, Tess, you would ask them about. That's because you're rude, Tess. That's because you're a bad person and you invade people's privacy. I swear to God, I had a New Year's resolutions list that I made when I was like 5 or 6. Couldn't even spell. One of the resolutions was be mysterious. And I am still working on it, okay? I can't stop. So I get to work and no one asked me where I was this morning. No one cares. I'm possessed. Something comes over me. I approach my coworker and I'm like, so I had an emergency appointment this morning. I'm the gynecologist. My inner voice is like, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to know where you were this morning. Be mysterious. My coworker is like, oh, are you okay? Jessica doesn't care. I don't know Jessica like that, and Jessica doesn't want to know me like that because she has normal boundaries, okay? So she's like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just like, had an infection. What other kind of infection would it be that I had to go to? So she's like, so you have a UTI? And I was like, yeah, I've got a UTI. I do have a UTI. And my pee is orange. Because the medication that they give you when you have a UTI turns your pee Halloween themed, which is amazing. And I do have pictures if anyone wants to see later on. So, week 2 on Prozac. I will keep you guys updated on how it goes. And you've been a great audience. Thank you.
Where can they find
You can find me on Instagram, Tessie_Cameron. Thank you.
Yes, I'm getting up there. Take care. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here we go. This is called just like this is called break for a second. How's that? We're gonna get everybody settled.
No one's sitting there. Who's sitting there?
No,
Who's that?
I hear you. Even. How about a chair? Is that your chair?
This is mine.
Is that your?
Oh yeah, move
There's
it.
a couple more here.
You guys can sit right here.
I do.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 here.
Okay, everyone's.
It's not mine.
This is so funny. This is crazy. Intermission.
Hey, give it up for new people coming in. Just keeps rolling in. And it's funny you're talking. Who was talking about Adderall before?
Oh, I mentioned it.
Did it work for you?
Oh, but I mean, there's a shortage right now, but it works a lot. Yeah, works really well. Yeah, I take like 1 instant, which is 4 hours a day.
So it's supposed to put you to sleep.
Hell no.
It's a stimulant.
The opposite.
Okay. All right, some people get an opposite thing that I don't get, but you know what? We're talking about Addie, but I know somebody who don't need an Addie, and that's Patty, all right? Where are you, Patty? Here he is, finally.
This is the part where I yell my name and you all go crazy. It's my love receptors are out, baby, and you're filling me up. Filling me up. I love Tess's description. It was kind of like a pumpkin spice urine that you were expelling at the time. And I think the words, a ghost pepper up my urethra, will stay with me longer than I care for it to. As an actor who has studied sense memory, it's bothering me right now. I'm getting a sense of it in just walking around. And it's not good!
Yeah.
So, do I think that Hunter Biden is what the devil thinks about to maintain his erection? No, not really. No, I don't think that. Do I know that I suffer from a condition commonly known as he probably voted for Donald Trump face? I did not. I did not. I voted for Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden. I'm having a little buyer's remorse. He does not know whether he's on foot or fucking horseback. and he's not very good on the bicycle. I don't know if you've seen this. But I'm just going to share something with you. At this point of my set, we can go two ways. I'm going to go political, or I can talk about my brief but deeply impactful career in adult entertainment in the late 1980s. Where should I go, gang?
Adult entertainment.
Adult entertainment.
Don't understand.
Adult
It's
entertainment.
entertain us adults.
Yeah.
I shall then. I shall. Yes. But you must give me some appreciation at this point. Now, will you just have a gander at me? Drink me in for a second. Have a look at this. Now be aware, as a younger man, I was hot. I was a frisky motherfucking dude, baby. I was a heartthrob, and now I'm a fucking coronary. But I was just the real deal at the time, baby, you know. And I worked as a stunt penis. At first, stunt penis is very important. You got to be more dependable. And it was the 80s. I wanted to be a full-fledged porn actor, but I was unable to grow a mustache at the time. my porn kind of, he's rubbing his mustache as I say that. You look like a fisherman who is secretly evil and has a secret. But a very well-read fisherman. Like if you had the Greek fisherman's cap on. Give him a round of applause. He's a good guy. This is Robin. Well, you may recognize me. My first film was Little Trouble in Big Vagina.
Yeah!
I don't know if you saw that. I won't tell you which. Well, I was featured in it. Later on, and you can still find these titles, by the way. This particular one is in the aquatic section of Pornhub. It's called KY the Wonder Jellyfish. Yes, I played an extremely horny fisherman in that film. And later on, I played the role of an insatiable sea captain in fucking Nemo. It's a sequel. Look, the sequels aren't just for mainstream. Don't protect your present. It's just people who fuck. Now clap if you fucked. And here's another thing. You all photograph yourself fucking now. It's no big deal. Back then it was a big deal. You know, because there was a lot of people in the room. That's distracting. I mean, how many is the most people ever been in the room while you were making love?
Including me.
You know what? I'm glad I asked you this question. Because now my mind has gone many places. You know, well, hey, shall we include her, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, including you. Two. Okay, that didn't go as sexy as I thought it would. But that's okay, two is good. There's nothing in life like a one-on-one relationship, you know what I mean? 2-on-1's pretty fucking good, though. If you can get away with that. There we go, we have an adventurer here. Yeah. But I did win, I just want you to know, because you could take your Google machine out, Colin, and you could look this up right now. Yeah. I won Best Underwater Sex Scene in the 1989 AVN Awards.
Woo!
Thank you! Thank you! Do a little porn nostalgia for all of you. You know what I mean? A little porn nostalgia way back. Way back when my career ended tragically because of a reverse cowgirl dismount gone terribly fucking wrong. I want to say, never let a professional stunt woman get on top. It's not good. Because my life, I know to look at me and go, that guy's got it all together, baby. No, sadly, no. I'm like all of you. I was once all just like I was both horny and lonely, just like everybody in this fucking room. I would cry with a full erection. I mean, it is possible. You can do that. I'm proof. You can't sneeze with your eyes open, and I'm going to tell you something else. You can't jerk off and whistle at the same time. Can you, Robin? That's an impossibility. You just can't. Or at the library, they frown on it. I'm just saying what that means. So what I was getting at is, all Trump voters aren't racists. Well, we're on porn, so I might as well vote for them. It's a long walk to it, but you follow what I mean because of the stormy. Never mind. All Trump voters aren't racists, but all racists are Trump voters. And a lot of those white people that voted Obama in twice have used the N-word once or twice, probably. Not saying like it's just a fact. And I was so devoted to my two loves as a younger man, that would be cocaine and fucking, that I never voted until the 2008 election. I never voted for at all. You know, I'm 78 years old. I don't know if you know that, so relatively recent, but I was compelled because at that time, I'd never really listened to somebody speak like Barack Obama spoke. It was riveting. It was aspirational. It's someone you would go, I would like my son to grow up and be just like that guy.
Right.
You know, and I didn't just vote for him because he was black. I also voted for him because he was only half white. Which is much less white than the rest of the fellas before him. If you think, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm a progressive. I don't know about the rest of you, but fuck it, I wish the guy would come back. You know what I mean? I would. Would you vote for him if he ran? Would you vote for Barack Obama? Are you guys listening? Do you speak English? Would you, by a round of applause, put your hands together? Hey! Is it me or did the Xanax just kick in there for a moment? It's like 3 active brain cells roaming around the entire audience. Okay, Pat, don't talk badly to the audience. Can they tell that you're thinking this or just fucking say it? Stop, Patty, stop it! Wow, I don't even know where I fucking was now. Thank you. No, that's okay, man. That's okay. Who fucked you up more, your mom or your dad? Both.
Dad.
Equal.
See, I'm a bigger fan of mommies than daddies. My mom, her favorite thing to do would be to tell me that she loved me. But she had to drink.
Of course.
My mom would fucking drink. First of all, I know my mother loved me, and this next sentence will tell you why. I was a 13-pound baby.
How?
He goes, wow, you made a face like, oh, fucking God. Holy Jesus. It's a metric men don't understand unless they've passed a bowling ball or something like that. It's not an experience you can share. But she would get drunk and she would say, Patty, I love you. You're my first bairn. I couldn't love you more. And then she'd drink a little more and start crying and pull up her blouse and show me which stretch marks I was responsible for. Yeah, it was beautiful, Patty. Look what she did to me. Now, my father, you know, I'm an immigrant, so I have an immigrant father. You know, and immigrant father, the style of parenting is kind of especially the Irish immigrant father, is a pessimistic narcissism. He doesn't just think, he doesn't think much of himself when he thinks even less of everyone else. So I got it in my head, I'd never told my father I loved him. And he never told me he loved me, ever. So I went home and I was sitting after Thanksgiving next to my father and football's on. I don't like football, okay? The secret's fucking out. He knows I don't like football. So I wait to the commercial, I look over at him and I say, hey, Dad, I love you. And he looked at me and he said, are you queer? So I said, I love you, Dad. I love you. He said, I suppose I do too, but never speak of this fucking again. And he never did. Now, to my dad, saying I love you meant I was gay. Saying I didn't like football meant I was a bottom. All right. You guys, I want to say this, have been very mediocre as an audience. Very mediocre. But give yourself a round of applause for, you know, the gesture. The gesture. Yeah, you can catch me at the Mix. I book a show at the Mix, and we do a show together. At the Mix is in Pasadena on Wednesdays. It's usually an all-female show that's followed by an all-male script show. So let me know if you guys are around. Patty, Paddyfor, Comedy. I hope the least you ever gets, or the most you ever wish for. Good night. That's my chair, buddy.
How you sounding? No, that's my chair. That's my chair. That's my chair. So welcome. If you just made it in, good. You were hiding out. What happened to the brother that was watching outside? What happened to Sharam?
Durham.
Durham, what happened to him?
He didn't want to pay, so he left.
I am so shocked. I am so shocked.
I told him it was $5 to watch, and then he just eat it up.
Durham, I would have, if he'd had any money, I would put him on. See, like that's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all don't have to do this, I paid $1 by accident, that's why you got 86 cents. If you don't really have it, you have to tell me, but I would never turn a brother away. So I don't know his number.
I don't know either.
Who, to her?
I gotta stay my color, pay my taxes, and die. That's all I got to do.
I got her.
Alright, so we're all settled. Now that that's done. Hey, Robin, how'd you like it so far? You've been the star of the show the whole night.
I like it.
And
I'm glad I stopped in here.
I'm glad you're getting up here to say hello, too. How's that? Let's hear it for Robin. First time here.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
So that's the camera, okay. Hello, Los Angeles. How are we all doing tonight? So I just moved here from the Midwest, and I just gotta say, I am so surprised at how diverse Los Angeles is. I didn't know there were so many different types of white people. And you know, a little about me. I'm from Detroit. My family is every different type of white people you can imagine. So just to, you know, start off, I'm half Russian, half Ukrainian.
Wow.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. My therapist drives a Tesla and she's awesome. But yeah, like, there's so many different types of white people in my family. My family is basically a mix of Polish, German, Irish, English, Protestants, Catholics, and a little bit of Jewish in my family in Chicago. So they're pretty cool.
Yep.
But living in Los Angeles, you really kind of get the idea of the different flavors of white people. Like, like, you know, Italians. Do we have any Italians here tonight?
We wish.
Let's talk about it.
Well, Italians are really interesting because, like, compared to all the other white people, Italians make the best food. Hands down, hands down. If there were no Italians in America, we'd all be eating sauerkraut and not fun. Not fun. But like, for real, like, Italians are so interesting because, like, honestly, the worst thing you can be in an Italian family is like, you come out to your Italian mother, okay? So you come out to your Italian mother. Oh my God, sweetheart, I support you 100%. There's no issue here. Is this your partner? Oh my God, I'm so happy. Here, let me get us some prosciutto. I'm gonna get us some prosciutto. I got you know, all this leftover. What? You're vegan? Get the fuck out of my house! Oh my God! Oh, my Sicilian grandmother warned me I'd be courtesy my firstborn. Oh my fucking God! But then, you know, like another type of white people that I've noticed, and I know what y'all are gonna say, not all Jewish people are white. I've been to Miami. There's some that are orange and red too. But like Jewish people, shout out to Jewish people, because first of all, if it wasn't for Jewish people, like, we wouldn't have the film industry here. Can you imagine if in some alternate reality, LA never became a film capital and New York just stayed as like the film capital? Like Edison basically had the monopoly on the film industry. Ugh. Just like this, all the gay men from you know, Greenwich Village and West Hollywood that would be in the same space. I don't think the U.S. could handle that. I feel like it would just be too much gay energy. But I love Jewish people because, you know, they don't evangelize. Like, I don't see Jewish people knocking out the door like, would you like to learn about our Lord and Savior? You don't see that. And I especially love Jewish women. Because gay men and Jewish women have a lot in common. You wanna know why?
Why?
We both get turned off by very similar things. They both start with P. Oh, God, pussy? Palestine. Oh my God. He pissed off the Russians. He pissed off Netanyahu. What's he gonna say next? Do we have any Armenians here tonight? Do we have any Armenians? No? I thought Westwood was Little Tehran. Is this Little Istanbul?
Glendale.
Yeah, I know it's in Glendale, but like, I thought, you know, like...
Don't worry, come another night. A whole lot of them.
But yeah, like, I just feel like, you know, like, Armenians kind of got the short end of the stick when it comes to white people, because they don't really get positive representation in media. Oh my God, I dropped my diamond earring in the ocean, oh my God! Oh my God. Kim, there are literally people dying right now. Oh my God, oh my God, my life is so fucking hard! Oh my God! Meanwhile, you know, you got an Asian girl just, you know, doing her nails while she's complaining about how miserable her life is. I charged $700 for a trash can! Oh, the struggle is so fucking real! Ah! She's just doing her nails, you know, she's just, you know, pretending not to speak English. But in her head, she's thinking, from fucking Oakland. I grew up in Oakland. I don't speak a word of Chinese. But I made the biggest mistake of my life. I could have been a political science major. I could have been a lawyer. Decided to pursue a career in comedy. Thank you for having me all here tonight.
Tell us where we can find you.
Follow me on TikTok, rainbow colored glasses. I haven't been updating recently, but follow me on there. And then my Instagram is rainbow colored robin, all lowercase. So.
We love the hair.
Thank you.
All right. First lesson. Always leave the stage the way you found it, which means you have to put it back to where it was. That's what it means. In a nice way, of course. You know what I mean? In a nice way. And again, we have another woman that I haven't seen up for a while. Let's get up for Lana. Where is she? That's you. Oh my God, you're like Patty now. I'm Lana. I'm Patty. I'm Lana. Give it up for Lana.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's nice to be back. So, I am single. Anybody else here single?
Yay.
Yeah. It's lovely to be single in Los Angeles. And, I've been dating, not currently, but I've been on the apps and I've been out here in these streets. And it's not working out, right? And it's frustrating because I was raised with different values when it came to men. I was taught to focus on the 3 P's: protect, provide, then procreate. Right? But most of these men I'm meeting, they're only interested in 3 different P's, like penis, pussy, and pulling out. What am I going to do with the other 23 hours and 55 minutes of the day? So, I know that I'm not everybody's type. I'm not trying to be. I'm just looking for one guy. Somebody who's interested and turned on by the same things I am, like retirement. Because you're trying to get some head, and I'm trying to get this bread, right?
Hey!
And my most successful long-term relationships have been with Andrew Jackson and Benjamin Franklin. And if you were to ask me who is the only man who affects my 401k, it's actually Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve. And Jerome, if you're watching, hey, Daddy. Why don't you slide in my DMs? One's got to make this 401k pop. Because it's not. And yet, these guys want me to pop my booty. And I'd love to oblige, but I am at the age where if I do that, I could pop something else out of place. Shoulder. And you aren't going to pay my medical bills, right? I already got 99 problems, and my back is every single one of them. So, if you are going to ask me to put my back or knees into anything, I am requesting aftercare and a maintenance plan at minimum. Otherwise, I would like to die comfortably on my own. Thank you. But thank you. But my most successful experience dating has been with immigrants, actually. And it could be because I spent a decade living in the Middle East, or because immigrants are more willing to do the jobs that Americans will not. But also, we're both here for capitalism. And speaking of capitalism, it's great to live in a place where weed is legal, right? Like,
Hell yeah.
people smoke weed here. What's the most exotic strain of weed you guys have ever had? Think about it.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
I was like, I don't know.
Thank you, Lincoln. That was but I can remember the most exotic strain of weed I ever had. I was actually traveling. I was in Bali at the time. And Bali is a country where they have the death penalty for drugs.
Oh, shit.
Right? So I was at this house party, and somebody was passing around a pipe with some weed in it. So I took a big hit. And when I exhaled, this 4'11" Balinese woman was very, very close to my face, asking me how I liked it. And I told her it was great. She leaned in even closer, and I could feel her breath as these words left her lips. I brought it in my pussy. I obviously thanked her for her service, because this woman risked her life to bring weed to that party, and I didn't even know it was a potluck. and I'm not gonna lie, that was the best shit I ever had. Best high. Like, I think about that high still. And when I came back to America, I was like, I need to go back and get that woman. I need to give that woman, and listen, and I'm not gay, but I was gonna marry that woman first. Okay? Because this is like, when you have Balinese pussy weed, you will remember it. but you know, it got me thinking. Has all weed that I've smoked outside of America been pussy weed? Because there was this one time I was in Jordan, and I met this girl from Chicago, and she had weed. And when I asked her how she got it, she told me she brought it with her, right? And I never questioned this at the time, because we were both from strict Muslim families who told us that we had to be virgins till marriage or we would get stoned. And not the good kind, right? So I never thought of putting anything up there, not even a tampon. We weren't supposed to ride bikes or horses for fear we would lose our virginity. Right? That was my reaction too. But joke's on them though, I lost my virginity to an Egyptian DJ who was hung like Seabiscuit. That was fun. But speaking of dicks, did you know that there is a pill for crooked dicks? I found this out recently. I saw an ad on television for a pill for a bend in the penis. And apparently this was caused by a disease called Peyronie's disease. Now, I'm a curious Googler, and plus I had an ex-boyfriend long ago who had a bit of a curve. So I wanted to know, like, what is this disease? So I Googled, and I found that, according to Johns Hopkins University, the cause of this crooked dick disease is men attempting repeatedly to engage in sexual intercourse without complete erections. So it is self-induced.
Wow.
And yet, they have a pill for it. And they have a pill to keep your dick straight, and they have a pill to keep it hard, but yet, we cannot get abortions. So I just think that as women, if we would like to get the same medical care as men, we should grow dicks. So that is the moral of this whole 5-10 minutes we've done here, is that next time they ask about women's reproductive rights and health rights, remember, if you have a dick, it's much more important. Okay? Thank you guys. That's
And Lynn, where can they find you?
I'm on TikTok at the Lana Salah, S-A-L-A-H, and same at Instagram, the Lana S-A-L-A-H. Thank you.
Fantastic. I love it when women do that. You know what? And I never had a chance. Wasn't she great? Wasn't she great? You know what I want? I really want men to get their period. I really do. Can you imagine my husband? That old Jew. Can you imagine? My duck is bleeding. Bleeding! Sunder! Just bleeding!
I've met some gay men that have come pretty close to it.
Bleeding? Yeah.
No, just like there's some gay men out here that like act like they're on their period. I don't know what they're smoking.
Well, as long as they're not doing your hair, you shouldn't say nothing, baby. Okay, you just want to keep yourself together like that because we're getting ready to move up. And you know what I like about this guy? I like that maybe he can. I always feel like I really am in class because you know something, you can hear everything. And Lincoln before was like, yeah, thank you, man. That was my time. You know, now we can hear his voice, okay? Which is so funny because I'm ready to bring up another Irish. This is like the night of the Black Irish. Let's bring up Colin, ladies and gentlemen. Get it done.
What's up, guys? Yeah. Good. I'm gonna try some new stuff. I'm such an old stoner. I forgot I was here like last week. I was like pulling up parking. I was like, oh, I gotta try some new stuff. I have a couple of one-liners I've been saving since I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
These are brilliant. I learned to play guitar by ear, but now I just use my hands. I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. So, this is my favorite one. I'm so proud of this. Why did the seance cross the street?
Why?
To get to the other side. Very good. Been getting a lot of weight recently. I think too much. I accidentally stepped on my dog's tail and it died. I'm kidding. I can't afford a dog. One of the reasons I'm trying to learn stand-up comedy, I've been trying open mics, is I want to learn public speaking. I've loved politics since I was a kid. I don't know if I have enough tattoos, but I think I would be a great president. Somebody mentioned Star Trek earlier.
Mark.
Yeah, I love Star Trek. It's the best show ever. If I was president, I would just try to turn our society into that.
Oh my God.
You don't see anyone on the Enterprise working 3 jobs. They don't have 4 roommates. Their lives are the opposite of mine. They're always happy. Robots do all the work. They literally just wear pajamas all day. They don't even have wallets. They have no money. They don't even have pockets. They're living my dream. Words, I also think words are awesome. Wordplay, it's kind of been helping me. My favorite word starts with an F, ends with a CK, has a U in between, still spells fire truck. Words can make a big difference. One letter, one word, the Bible. In the beginning there was God. In the beginning there was a God. Could change the whole book. Government seems really into the Bible right now. Lots of, as Lana was saying, anti-abortion laws. I did some Googling. I don't know a lot about the Bible, but I downloaded it as a PDF, and you could just search for stuff. This is true. I don't know why anybody doesn't talk about this. The Book of Numbers. In it, God says to Moses, hey, if you or your buddies think your wife is cheating on you, you can make this, like, abortion water, like, thing, this drink, and you'll go to a priest, and he'll give it to her, and if she's pregnant, she'll have an abortion, she'll miscarry, and you'll know she was sleeping around, whatever. So to me, I'm like, the whole time, all of these insane Republicans have been like, God, abortion, there's a recipe for an abortion drink in the Bible. Like, I don't know if Democrats know this. Also, I think there's a great opportunity here for a Shark Tank product. When you're at church, there's only one beverage choice, wine. That's it. What if you're like at the gym, you're on the treadmill? I don't know if you could do a walk of shame like on a treadmill, but if you could somehow make like an abortion sports drink, just call it Birth Quencher. It can be made out of like Plan B electrolytes. I think that'd be great. You're gonna pitch it. Real quick, to be on my political soapbox, guns. Someone in Lincoln had talked about there was a school shooting. It was terrible. People talk about arming teachers. Just arm the children. Give the kids guns. All the schools are so overcrowded. There's only 1 teacher per room. There's like 40 kids in there. If you gave all of those kids guns, no one's going near those schools. Also, the schools are named after old, terrible presidents. We should update them to reflect modern times and to make them sound more scary. Fortnite High don't sound very scary, but maybe like Grand Theft Auto Academy, Modern Warfare Community College. scare some of the bad guys off. Drag queens have been another target of Republicans for some reason. I checked the Bible PDF, doesn't even mention drag queens. But something, if they want to cancel someone else, I did Google, just out of curiosity, when did child marriage become illegal in America? Fun fact, it never did. 43 states, you could just marry a kid. In 7 states, there's no age requirement at all. California is one of them. As long as you get a note signed by your parents, like a permission slip, which I think that's so gross. If your kid comes home, Mom, Dad, will you sign this? Sure, where are you going? To get married and molested. Worst field trip ever. But I do have a day job of pitching reality shows. I'm terrible at it. One show I've been pitching, nobody's bought it yet, still for sale, so it's available if you guys want it. They call it Orphan Island, Survivor with Orphans. But now that I know child marriage is legal, this is like a huge whole new avenue of reality TV. First up, The Bachelor Jr., just had kids. Father of the Child Bride, John Benet Bachelorette, 9-year-old fiance. That's all we did. Thank you. On Instagram, Colin O'Reilly, but the O'Reillys with the 0.
Oh.
I'm so creative.
Oh, you're a million to us. We love you. There you go. Big comedy in a big place. Let's give it up for the one and only Nicholas. Let's do this, Nick. On your head. Get up here. Come on.
Oh, Miss Bell. Hello.
Hi.
How's everyone? So, evil villain guy with nice hair. Like you, I like it. I'm sorry. Hello.
Hi.
I recognize everyone. I like this guy. Oversharing. It's a beautiful thing. Unnecessary as fuck though. Because everybody just judges you quietly or with somebody else.
Oh shit.
I've been looking at it. I just wanted to do it. I'm sorry. It was there. I haven't seen anybody in a while. It's nice to see people.
Right?
It's really nice to be out amongst everyone.
Real.
Alright. A lot of people might not know who I am. My name is Nicholas. I'm a tall weirdo. I love everybody. I'm a psycho. I'm a little bit off. I like to give hugs and shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can hug a motherfucker sometimes. You gotta ask for permission, you know? Especially when you're my size. I'm too big to just be running behind somebody hugging them. Be like, oh! Look, little sir, how would you feel if I did that to you? And it would just be all love, but if I just ran above it, so good to see you. Hi.
3 words. I'm from Detroit.
Oh. You gonna rob me?
Reflex.
Oh, okay.
Reflex.
I donate water. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from the South.
I got family there too.
Really? You got everybody in you.
Yup. I can slip into the accent.
I was about to make it weird. I was just saying, if you didn't laugh, I was going to get real inappropriate with this man. Alright? I'm glad you laughed. I'm sorry,
Honey,
sir.
this is LA. Nothing.
Look, man. Sam, it's nice to see your face.
You're ditto.
Are you embarrassed by my banter with this young man with the nice scarf?
No. I just was thinking about what you said. Are you gonna rob me?
Oh. Hey, criminals is... I would believe he was a criminal before you. I would bring him along on a heist before you.
Okay, he doesn't think we could do a good heist together.
Bullshit.
Overshare.
Show him.
She gonna tell somebody, probably her mom. All right, her mom's gonna be worried about her fucking safety. And be like, the tall Negro?
She would.
Pull up YouTube clips. Screenshot. Zoom in.
Oh shit.
He has dimples.
Oh.
These are his different looks. Sometimes he has a beard. Sometimes he's kind of sexy. Sometimes he looks homeless. Everything. They have all the different shots of me. Worried about your safety. Could not bring you around. I'm sorry.
One day.
No. Fuck.
I'll make it here.
Wait, why the fuck you think I'm a criminal?
No, you know the talk. I was a conversation when it was like, you know,
I just
like.
wanted to get aggressive.
No.
So. Yeah. I'm from Louisiana. I miss it. It rains a lot. It's a beautiful thing. Hurricanes are awesome. I don't know how to explain that. It's beautiful, wonderful. Yes, yes. And you can dance in the rain. So I watch the shit falling. I miss the food.
Hell yeah, man.
I miss the people. We have Mardi Gras. We have gumbo, and we have murder. We have our own MGM. It's not film, but it's, you know, it's entertaining. You know, it's delicious. Shit is great. I was raised by a firefighter named Ronald. He also had a side job as a bellboy, and he just knew everybody. And some people didn't get love from their fathers. If you were loving your father, you are definitely homosexual. You know, if you're born in between the 70s and 90s, your dad, why the fuck you loving me? Fuck you wanna hug me for? You know? And my father, he was kind of the same, not really. Like, if you whip my ass, he would be like, yeah, I love you, but this is why I whipped your ass. And I'm okay with that, because he explained me, you know, that's the only love I got if I got an ass whipping, but I did the problem, so I'm cool with that. He was, well, I say was, that just hurt my fucking heart just now. Like, when I said was, man, I almost cried in front of you white people. That shit would have been so embarrassing. Oh, he's emotionally broken. Hug him. No. He is, how do you say, a new person in today's world. He is not woke, but he is PC, politically correct about everybody. And I don't know how to explain how aggravating that is for a man that called me a bitch my whole life. I don't understand how this nigga cares about everybody else's fucking feelings, and I was a bitch. Like, nigga, okay, so I needed attention one time, and I had this the day after I got it. Everybody, I guess they thought I was suicidal as a 5th grader, which hurt my feelings, so I just let him go with it, you know. But what had happened was, my friend was going down the street, and I needed to open a window, right? And it didn't open. And I didn't understand the thickness of a window, so I hit it. I'm like, hey! And I second hit, that shit went shh. I was like, ooh, I broke a window. And I was like, hey! And then I was like, hey. And I felt something going down my arm. And I was like, ah! Ah! Fucking caveman. like me and my friend, we communicated like my blahs. He was like, oh, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. And I fucking had to run down the stairs with my fucking arm bleeding, right? And I grabbed some keys and I threw them through a little hole in the fucking security gate with my left hand. And I was like, in all this panic, I was like, damn, that shit was cool. You know? And then he opened the door, he came in, we called 911. And they came and I didn't hit an artery or vein, whatever. And they were gonna bring me to the hospital in an ambulance, right? And somebody had called my father. He was at the Mariana Canal Street. They were about to get me up into the ambulance. This nigga came around the corner in this fucking Cadillac. He parked, he jumped out. I was like, damn, he loves me. This shit was beautiful. I hurt myself. This nigga showed up in like 8 minutes from downtown. That was cool. He was like, no, don't put him in that fucking ambulance. And I was like, oh. He was like, man, that shit's $2,000. I'll bring you to the hospital. This nigga rushed in here to come to keep from getting a hospital bill? That is love, though. He understands. It was important. It was important to have a place to live, you know. And it was nice being raised by a person that didn't give a fuck about my feelings. You know, because it just prepared me for the world of, you too big for that shit, nigga, shut up. You know? So, that's how I deal with things now. Do I have any time left? Because I can keep going. I don't care. Huh? Can I keep? I got 1 minute? Yeah. Okay. I don't have any one-liners. I don't even know what a one-liner is, really.
Right. That was one.
So, has anybody in here ever in their life known anybody that touched an animal?
What? Like that, you mean?
Yeah, like that. Nigga, what the fuck you mean? We all touch animals, Sam. If we're dog lovers, we pet them. I'm not talking... Why I gotta say the shit out loud? Why I gotta be horrible like that?
Right.
All right. No, I'm just okay.
I know someone
that
who
is
did
true.
murder, but not.
Sam, you just made
Of an animal.
All right.
Well, I know through.
Look, I'm sorry that went that way. I apologize.
But where can we find you on social media?
Grow to Growth. I can't believe I said that out loud. All right.
Whoa! Yeah, thank you. Oh, I'm a man! I'm a man! Yeah, I need a man, but right now I need him on too. Let's do this! Come on! There you go. Okay. All right, give it up.
Oh, the right way. Oh, there's a lot on my mind. How's everybody doing? Oh, wow. I'm an Irishman, too.
Nice.
Is this thing on? Okay, yeah. I thought I'd give a one-liner. When I was a kid, I wanted to fly planes. My mother made me work on a farm. I said, Mom, I want to be a pilot. She said, okay, you're the pilot specialist. Yeah, I'd go around the cow pasture, scooping up that cow shit and pilot over off in the corner. Yeah. What on my mind is, yeah, I just got an acting job. Yes, paying big. Yeah, one step up from this. But seriously, rent. No, actually, bills. One bill. Groceries. Gas money, gas for the ride to the grocery store and back again. But you know, you wonder who is making it in Hollywood now with the strike going on, or it's looming, and who is getting rich? Because let me tell you, Cynthia Rothrock, famous action star, started a crowdfunding campaign for her next movie. You make a donation, you get a thank you note, you get a t-shirt, a coffee mug, whatever. $6,000. You get to be in the movie. You get a few lines, and you get beaten up and thrown out the window. Yeah, $6,000. You're paying to be in it. For that much money, I could pay a woman to do that to me every night for a month. Seriously. The strike is looming, and they've just approved AI to be writers. Your next favorite movie could have been written by an AI. I wonder who is representing these. Well, I can't say these people because they're AIs. Or do they represent themselves? Soon you're gonna be driving along L.A. You're gonna see the billboards. The law offices of Snow Crash and Deep Blue. Have you ever been in an accident? We'll represent you. It's nuts. Oh, but that's just the least of anyone's worries with all the censorship that's going on now. Statue of David by Michelangelo, right?
Yes.
Statue is being banned from the schools. because it's inappropriate. You probably know that David, the shepherd boy, defeated Goliath with a sling and a stone. Maybe they think he doesn't promote firearms enough. Or he was pretty young at the time, and it's confirmed, David was an adolescent, and Michelangelo sculpted him with the proportions of a boy who was not yet adult. But with those ripped abs, I guess they're sending a negative image to boys that age. It could promote steroid use, right? It is just nuts. But they've got to, keep, harmful material like that out of the schools. Got to make the schools safe. Yeah, but then again, those schools are not bulletproof, are they? Oh boy. So I saw a sign in a restroom the other day. Some employees must wash hands before returning to work. It's in Braille. It was at a deli, and I'm thinking, people who need to read Braille are working with sharp instruments. I spoke to an employee about that. I said, you got some sharp instruments here and people who need to read Braille? And he said, well, sir, this is the bathroom that's used mostly by the delivery drivers. Well, yeah. And speaking of controversial, now, I don't know if you heard this, but in China, some men were arrested and jailed for possessing children's literature that they think encourages seditious acts. It's the story of sheep rising up against wolves who are looking to eat them. Well, this is nothing new to us. They've already banned Animal Farm. But they take it to a whole new level in China. Never cry wolf, because the wolves might just be doing their jobs. And of course, sheep demonstrating and passing around flyers to petition against the wolves. Come on, let's get more realistic, people. I mean, let's just keep it with the Ninja Turtles, okay? Oh yeah. Now, oh yes, a student in Japan graduated high school recently. He was banned from the ceremony. He was half African, full-fledged Japanese citizen, half African. He was wearing cornrows. I guess they don't like cornrows there in Japan. It just was not congruent with their public image. Does that make sense? Oh, yes. The valedictorian sported the dyed blonde hair, and blue hair is the in thing there too.
Yeah.
Ain't that just nuts? So now so that's not my theme song. Come on, do you want to hear my playlist? Okay, so anyway. Now, not only could your next favorite movie be written by AI, your next favorite porn star might be AI as well. It's getting kind of nightmarish, but then again, I had nightmare over hand-drawn art as a kid. My brothers used to collect a lot of underground comics that were just really scary, creepy. Seriously, had me waking up screaming with nightmares. Oh, but I got cured. Yeah, my other brother's pornography collection just clears those nightmares away. The wet dreams chased away the bad dreams, baby. Now, I also want to do a little self-promotion yet again, where you can find me. I'm in a movie, short film in which I play a drug dealer. Yes, and if you like it enough, I might get a recurring role. Look up Chicano Hollywood TV. The name of the series is Damaged A Hobo's Tale. Really good stuff, action. I play a really nerdy guy, but maybe I'll get to kill somebody like in Breaking Bad if you like me enough. So please applaud me and like me because I like you. Hey!
And follow you where?
Follow me on Instagram, Eamon, E-A-M-O-N-N, The Zealot, all in lowercase letters. And where else am I? I'm here a lot, so you can see me a lot too.
There you go. Cause he's moving on up to the top. We're resetting the room like it's some rock. Okay. Moving on up to the top. You didn't give me no love, Lincoln. You don't cry.
Your glitter.
Jews can't whisper, and he must have some Jewish in him. We love you, Lincoln. We love you.
Thank you. Standing ovation when I leave. Thank you. I said I'm not good, so I really appreciate it.
Hey man, that's what we used to say when we were young. We would be like, hey, he's going to get down and party, and we would just have a quota. We would be like, you wanna? Let's. That was it. So now I got one for you. You wanna's here. You wanna? Next. There she goes.
Shalom, this is tall. Hold this here. Shalom, everybody. My name is Joanna, like Moana. Welcome me to the room. I said welcome. Someone say welcome. Thank you. It's my honor. I'm so honored to be here. So I wasn't really planning on doing anything, but something really amazing happened yesterday. A lot of juicy content in the form of something traumatic happening to me. So it's gonna be so great. Let's talk about it. So this weekend I go to Palm Springs for the most. I'm just visiting a family member, my aunt. Let's call her Aunt Shmana. We're visiting Aunt Shmana, okay? And Aunt Shmana is crazy. Nobody in our family, like the majority of our family members, have like stopped talking to Aunt Shmana because she's batshit. She's crazy. And my mom is like, no, she's amazing. She's amazing because Aunt Shmana is good at having like timeshares and good with vacations and shit. So that's why Aunt Shmana was kept around for so long, I guess. So we visit Aunt Shmana in Palm Springs. And I'm just waking up like, enjoying the lovely morning. And I hear her on the phone talking, yeah, I'm doing this and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you need this to get done. She's just on a work call at like 7 a.m. And she's talking like there's no one in the house. And I'm literally just sleeping, trying to comfortably wake up on the couch. Just like, pillows everywhere, so she's probably loud on purpose. Like she probably wants to wake me up because I've completely trashed her place. And so then earlier that like weekend, she gave me a desk. She was giving me a desk that was in the guest room, and she's asking me. It's like she's taking it apart. She's asking me to help her pick something up, and I'm already holding a piece. So I'm like, here, Aunt Donna, here, Aunt Shmana. Oops, here, Aunt Shmana, Donna, hold this. And she's like, no, put it on the bed. And then I give it to my mom because I'm like, I refuse to listen to you. You just told me, Mom, hold this. I can pick this other piece up. And as I'm doing that, I'm getting that, and she's like, and I'm like, I asked you to hold something, okay? Just calm down. And she's like, starts walking away, and she's like, what's that? I have bad hearing. And I'm like, you could just say you don't want to hold it. And I walk away, put this stuff in the car, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I have to go to the bathroom. So I go take a piss, and as I'm in the bathroom, I start to hear her talking smack about me. And she's like, and she is so insane, and she is so disrespectful. This person is so rude. And I'm trying to listen the best I can. I'm washing, I turn on the faucet, like, lightly, and I'm like, what is she saying? What is she saying? And then I go outside and I'm like, if you want to talk smack about me, bitch, you can talk about it. You can talk about me when I'm not present, okay? You fucking cunt. And I slammed the door and left. And then I was sitting in the car, in my mom's car, and I was like, oh shit. I left my Solo Beats 360, my headphones. And I was like, I need to go back inside and get them. So after that awkward moment, I'm like, I'm back, bitch! I'm here for my headphones. I see them under the coffee table. And I say I'm back for my headphones. She takes my headphones and throws them underneath the couch. And I'm like, girl, how much time do I have?
5.
5? I have 5? Say it, bam. Wait.
No, I
No.
thought she was doing 5.
I thought I was doing 5. Am I done?
No, she's doing 5.
Oh,
How
then you
about-
have 1.
Oh, thanks for that. Okay, anyways, basically, I go to get the headphones, and she's like, oh my god, you're breaking the couch, you're breaking the couch. I lift it up, it's a sectional, so to move this couch to break it would just be by force. You just move it out of place. I lifted it up to get my headphones, and it moved out of place, and then she was like, it's broken, it's broken. And she was so mad at me, she called me a man, looked at me in the eye, knowing I'm a trans woman, and then I'm like, and then she called me a thing. And then I go to my mom's car and I start to blast, oh, girls just wanna have fun. And I'm looking, girls just wanna have fun. They just wanna, they just wanna, they just wanna. And so yeah, that's my time. You can find me on Instagram at Yoanna_Yas. That's YOANNA_YASSS. Yes! Thank you so much. I can't sing either.
Me either. Oh, so that she's already said it. She said she can't sing. Listen, here we go. You look guilty. What were you doing in there?
I know, right?
You're a Catholic school boy. You're putting a mirror on this bathroom window. What are you doing over there?
Taking my motorcycle, make sure hobo's not trying to take her.
Hey man, I'm with you, brother. They took my Mercedes.
No!
With an app.
What?
So another story. That was another story, right?
I'm talking to Killer Up.
I use the Metro.
So, use the Metro. Oh, okay.
I'm not like other gays.
Oh. Who said you were gay? I don't believe you gay at all. It's just beautiful.
Do I have to prove it?
You didn't say that last night. What can you do? I'm gonna take the jacket
Do
from
I
you.
have to go to my house, grab my phone, bring my Scruff account, and just show you all the men I've met in the last 4 months? No, I will.
I should show you how many men I've met, okay, that I'm trying to get rid of and give to my kids. Anyway, can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing I never do any time, okay? I just want to share this with you that happened to me. And you know, I'm not like always screaming racism and anti-Semitism, but let me tell you what happened to me. I'm in a restaurant and the waiter says to me in Spanish, and let me tell you, the teeth are coming at me, first of all, okay? They're like cigarette butts are all in his mouth. They're at me, okay? And he says to me in Spanish, and I resent people speaking to me in Spanish because I'm not Spanish, pero yo entiendo todo, pero no es un problema, tú sabes, like, no quiere ser la cosa, you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
I want you to know what I understand. So, he says to me, lea mi mano. So I look at him, and he goes, por favor, lea mi mano. He thought it was a gypsy. So the person I'm with says, what do you expect? You're wearing that scarf. And I just think, oh my God! Is that a gypsy woman? Is that, would you believe this is the first time? Puerto Rican, I can handle. Okay? Dominican, I can handle. Can't handle, Gitano. Read my hand. I started to say, I got your hand right here in my pocket, but hey, hello there, lady! Alright, I'm gonna bring up this next person to the stage who is a popular and a favorite of mine. Let's give it up for the one and only Enno. Let her hear you.
Okay, where do I start? My dad's visiting from Nigeria. Shout out to immigrants. I'm this close to calling immigration on him. I'm this close. I thought I looked cute when I'm walking out the door. You're my guest, first of all. It's like, what is wrong with your jeans? I'm like, what's wrong with my jeans? Why are you wearing torn clothes? Now that's a style. Are you poor? They would think you're poor. Where are you going? I was like, Dad, we're African. They already think we're poor. He said, no. You are poor. I'm not poor. I'm calling immigration on him soon.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What do I talk about today? Anyway, I like my jeans.
I do too.
Right? Thank you.
Beautiful.
The beautiful lady was talking about dating being hard in LA. And it's, for 2 seconds I thought it was too. It's not. Until, when you have standards, then it's not that hard. When you start to be selective. For those of you who don't know, not too long ago I went through a vicious divorce, and I just thought to myself, men are not good people. I was in a bad place. They all looked funny to me. They looked like they had low self-esteem. And I was so broken. Have you ever been so broken that you think you will never believe in love again?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't relate?
No, I was talking really loud.
It wasn't just you. I was saying things like, I will never love another man again.
Yeah.
I was saying things like, I'll never have sex again. I used to say things like, another penis can never come inside this body again.
Yeah, that's exactly
What in the world type of low self-esteem is that? I didn't know that all I had to do to conquer that feelings, bitch, go outside. There was an abundance of penis outside.
Yeah.
All shapes, all sizes, all colors. Let me tell you something. Now, my standards are higher. They're bigger now. It's a new day. I don't know why I had that type of grief. I'm befuddled. But it caused me to have, that's a good word, huh?
Yeah, right.
I can speak English.
Okay. Okay.
I'll tell you. Anyway, one of the things that really baffled me, though, that in the whole process, this, first of all, hold on, I'm ashamed to say this, but the therapist said, because they made me go. I wasn't coping. And I just went because they said it was a thing to do. Apparently I was dragging it out too long. And the therapist said I had anxiety. And I was like, that's not possible. I'm Nigerian. We don't get anxiety. My aunt told me you don't have anxiety, you're just uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. But that's why I feel like, okay, so I'm kind of ignorant. I thought that it was a white people thing, but it's not. That was very ignorant of me, right? But this bootleg therapist told me that in order to get it out of my system, I should go get a styrofoam head, set it up in my house, and talk to it like it was my ex. So that's what I did. I went on Amazon, got a styrofoam head, I put it in my house, and I was like, if you don't know this about me, I'm an artist. And I was like, this styrofoam head is so plain. It's not gonna work. So I went on this whole thing. I got buttons for the ears, I got ears. Now, I forgot it's supposed to be something I hated. I started decorating it. 2-3 weeks later, working on it every day, it became something I could talk to. And I was like, it's not the way I invested in this poor man in the first place. That's why I'm here. And but what really bothered me is actually talking to this head. It was a whole thing, but let's talk about that. So I tried to give myself grace, but you know a group of people that will not give me grace? Goddamn dog owners. Where are the dog owners in the house? Dog lovers?
Dog lover.
Oh, I don't know how to put this to you. Leave me alone. Your dog is not cute. I don't know. Period. Your dog is just leave me alone. I'm afraid of dogs. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just a phobia. And I don't think phobia, right? There's no rhyme or reason. But every time I meet a dog owner, they want to explain to me that my dog is different. Let me explain to you the features and benefits of my dog. My dog doesn't bite. Touch my dog. Is he cute? This is my dog's Instagram. I don't care. I'm afraid. What's wrong with you? My dog doesn't bite. My dog is ambidextrous. Here's my dog's Instagram. I can't. Anyway. You know, when you're a foreigner, you hear a lot. And because I know how to change my accent, y'all don't understand. This is an act. I've learned the American accent. A lot of people can't do that. I do it very well. But sometimes people do know I'm an act. Okay, so I got my master's degree not too long ago. My neighbor saw me, and she was like, oh my God. I'm so proud of you. I bet you your sponsor will be so proud of you. My sponsor. So she saw me as those people on those Sarah McLaughlin commercials with flies. I was like, wow, y'all are so cold. People say things like, you know, all these foreigners are taking our jobs. And it's never people that you're impressed by. It's always Bubba from 7-Eleven in the plant section. We're not impressed. What do you think is, what exactly do you think is going on in Nigeria? Someone is minding their spiritual business. Hold on. This farm is bullshit. You know what? Where can I go? I'm going to America. Let me go and take their jobs. All that McDonald's, I'll put them out of business. Those French fries are rubbish. We don't want your jobs. Keep lifting your burgers. It's not what we do. Anywho, enough of the immigrants. Let's talk about something else. Talk about a bootleg therapist and you know, I try not to talk about the Bible too much because last year I was really hard on Christians. They were getting on my nerves, like a thing to do. And I revealed to her that I was a Christian not too long ago, but I'm a different type of Christian. I'm an anti-Christian Christian. But that's a whole thing. We won't talk about that today. But the Bible said, this is what I heard all my life, listen to your parents, obey your parents, so that what? You will live long. I don't like that incentive any longer. I'm 50. I don't want to be here anymore. That was just awful instruction. I've lived a really good life. If I were to die today, some of you can't even come close. But the whole obey your parents just so you can live long. Well, what I want to do is I want to practice vanity. I want to be okay with being vain. I don't want to be chubby. Somebody called me the chubby auntie the other day. That's not chubby auntie over there, chubby. Your mom's ugly, bitch. But what bothered me is that I went to Sprouts. First of all, I should have known what the name of this damn store. I was like, let me go find some healthy food. And I saw this bread. It was called Ezekiel bread. And I was like, you know what? I'm a preacher's child. It feels very heavenly. It can be good for the body. I took it home. I went on YouTube. I saw some how-tos. I put it in the toaster. I put things on it. Put it together. I cut it. And I was thinking, this is going to save my life. Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread is the bread that is for the people with low self-esteem. Let's just put it that way. This bread is trash. It did nothing for me. It caused me to be constipated. Who came up with this? And they had several. They had an abundance of loaves. And people were buying 2, 3 at a time. And I bought 2, 3 because I thought it would help me out. I'm offended. I'm offended. I think there's something wrong with that bread. It has all kinds of pellets in it. It's like, I don't know. It's problematic. But anyway. Money is not everything. Oh, let's talk about this lie. First of all, poor people are problematic. And the reason I know is that I've been there before, right? I think I just want people to be okay now talking shit to poor people, because if I were rich, oh, y'all would be so mad at me. And I want to start talking this shit when I don't have the money, because I really feel like rich people have to get a poor rap. They're always feeling like they need to be humble. They don't want to rub their money in your faces. I'm not going to be that kind of rich person. I'm going to be very problematic.
I think you'll be the face.
If I fuck around and become a celebrity and rich, I'm going to be in the comment sections talking shit about every poor person. I'll have no class. I just feel like every time you accomplish something as a rich person or as a celebrity, you feel like you have to sort of humble yourself. I'm not going to be humble. I've already done that. It didn't pay off. There's no reason to be humble. Humility is overrated. Money is the root of all evil. No, low self-esteem is the root of all evil. Let's start there. Someone said the reason why we don't make is because we are afraid of success. I feel like I'm not afraid of success. I'm going to wrap it up right now. I'm afraid of, if I become successful, poor relatives will come out of nowhere and start looking for me, asking me for money. I need therapy for that. You know what? Thank you for your time, you guys. It's been great. Bye. Find me on Instagram, Anno Explorers. Thank you.
Anno Explorers. I love your sneakers too. Oh, you were trying to triple, that's why.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Melrose.
It's like the quickest show we ever had, man.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Ooh. But you know something? That's what I'm saying, is that this is a one-way conversation, so I want you to pay attention to our house scholar, who is a scientist as well as one of the most popular comedians that ever came out of here, next to Samantha Lindemann. Let's give it up for Monica with a K.
Yeah.
comedy, y'all have saved like 120% or more on your car insurance. Today's the last day of Women's History Month. Can we get an applause for Women's What I hate about Women's History Month is that the day after is April Fool's Day. We just spent 31 days talking about how women deserve, liberation, rights, equality, and the next day it's just like, psych! I was telling that joke to my friend on the corner of Figueroa and Jefferson where I live because I'm an intersectional feminist. Thank you. I'm new to LA. I'm new to comedy. Someone the other day told me, "You've been pretty good for 3 months," which is what my mom told me during my infancy. I go to school in North Carolina. North Carolina is in the top 3 Carolinas. We're like the backwoods cousins of the Ivy League. It's pretty great to go to Duke. Thank you so much. But I'm new to LA. I'm new to comedy, and when growing up, I never thought I could be a comedian. In high school, I was never the class clown. I was more like the trapeze of shit. But I'm also, one of the things that's impeding me from being a comedian is that I'm a very uncool person. Like, when I first came to LA, I thought OnlyFans was that one island IKEA. As a testament to this, I was at a show for the first time, and I got really nervous because I was still new to performing. So I stepped outside the venue, and I was standing over this trash can, and I took an inhale. I went, exhale. Was about to do the second time. The security guard walks up. He's like, "Hey, you can't have that in here. You can't have that in here." And I'm freaking out, and I turn around slowly, put my hands up. And he sees my Go-Go Squeeze applesauce. And I was hungry and needed to go outside because I thought I'd look really uncool if I'd eaten that inside. He's like, "Yeah, you would have looked really stupid." One of the things that surprised me the most about LA was vaping. Back at school, just the group of friends that I was with weren't really didn't really do that as much. So when I did come here and I saw all these students at USC, I was like, "Whoa, those kids have some cool looking kazoos." Why does his AirPods case have a blowhole in it? Smells like someone farted in a Kool-Aid bottle. I don't vape personally. I never had weed before. I think you asked what was the most interesting weed, and I was like, tumbleweed. I do struggle with binge eating, which means that I get the munchies without marijuana. And binge eating is one of those things that make you feel like such a failure because you managed to feel addicted to the one thing you can't live without. It's the one thing that if you quit cold turkey, 3 days later you'll just be binge eating cold turkey. Binge eating food's a lot like binge watching TV. You're scrolling on your phone the whole time. And you're not really processing what you're consuming, even though what you're consuming is very processed. Little known fact, one of the biggest contributors to binge eating is actually dieting, which 45 million Americans are doing at any time. There's a lot of talk about many different diets: paleo diet, keto diet, low carb, low fat, vegan diet. One guy once told me veganism is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. So I egged his house. Is that animal cruelty or human cruelty? Think about it. No, I'm kidding. I am vegan, anyways. But yeah, I had one friend who was vegan and recently quit. Now they're exclusively on the Santa Clarita diet. I think sometimes we engage in behaviors that are self-harming when we're trying our hardest to take care of ourselves. That's something that I've been struggling a lot with here, and I really don't like it when people say that stand-up comedy is the same as therapy. I think it's therapeutic. It's not the same as therapy.
Right.
Because in therapy, the drugs are legal. Drugs are legal. And so, yes. But I really, I really appreciate that all of you here have a story that's you're trying to take care of, and that doing this is an really important form of self-care, because it's fun and sharing is caring, and I'm really happy that I got to share a little bit of my story and I got to hear a little bit of y'all, and I just want to thank y'all for being a really good audience, and this has been really fun.
Here, you see, unlike you, she didn't leave the seminary. Yes, I'm not making you a priest. What I'm making you is to all pay attention to the one person that keeps the comedy alive here. When I say alive, that she does the things that I would do if I could be here all the time. And I'm going to bring her up because she makes me laugh. All right. I just want to say, Sarah Silverman, look out, because she's coming! Let's give it up for Samantha! Put your cups out, Sarah Silverman. Let's go, let's go! Chest to chest, nose to nose.
Nose to nose. How we doing? That sounds pretty good. I wrote stuff down about what other people said. I'm not just reading. So I actually did. First of all, great night. Great night. What a great night.
So good.
Some might call this a great night. I actually bought a pet rat on purpose. I went there with my coworker who was extremely below the poverty line, and she was going to buy me a bird. So first of all, it's so sweet for my birthday. Like, you gave me a ride here, you know what I mean? Second of all, she's like, yeah, bird, it's expensive. Like, it lives for 20 years. I was like, do you hate me? You know, like, why on earth would you get me a bird? Like, if you've seen my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would describe my 1 year, sorry, it's not a year. I went to college for like that long. And in that time, I would sum up the state of my room in the phrase of used tampon and dispensary bag. Didn't want to go up and throw it away. You know what I'm saying? But do you know what I'm saying? But a rat fit in with that. I just thought I would throw that out there. Like, maybe it was the same rat. You know, maybe he's not dead. Well, he's dead now. His name was Chester Ravioli. I love how Mark will be like, he'll be like, well, the worst thing in the world, and you think it's gonna be like dead children, you know, like you think it's gonna be climate change. You think it's gonna be, you know, oh, maybe LA School of Comedy's closing down. No, Hunter Biden. You know what I mean? I can never look at Hunter Biden the same. Ever. That's too buy drugs for me. AI, I don't like it at all. like in an old person way. Like, I don't update my phone. I like it as it is. Right. I just began to understand it. And now I'm gonna open an app that I downloaded that I gave you my cookies for, my fucking coochie, like it's basically the same thing. They know everything. Vagina. That's what Suda can't cut. Like, when she's not here, she doesn't get to come on stage and say vagina, so that's why I'm here. Suda was like, don't talk about your period and don't chuckle fuck. And I was like, I have bad hearing. No. No. What? Who said that? So you see those robots that deliver food? Yes. Yeah. I feel like what a sociopath must feel like when they see a toddler. Because the way I want to kick that shit across the fucking boulevard. I don't care who dies. I don't care what car crashes into it with families in it. It makes me upset. It makes me upset. I was actually going to come up here and talk about how sometimes, like, guys, like, I'm not calling out any set, it was one set, he's great, but it's like, I'm going to kill a little girl, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, where's the and then I'm up here like, I'm going to fucking kill a whole fucking That's my dad. That's my dad. That's my father. He's hilarious, but he's, you know, concerning as well. Jews can't whisper. Jews are very anti-Semitic. Yeah, until somebody else is. Until somebody else is. My dad sat us down for Shabbat dinner every Friday night. We, you know, Sabbath. If you don't know, you should know if you're in this industry. You know, if you got invited to a Shabbat dinner, you don't want to be fucking embarrassed. Fucking embarrassing. And we're about to start. It's just dinner, right? It's like prayers and dinner. There's no, like, it's not a bat mitzvah. Like, there's no dance. There's no spray tattoos. Like, it's dinner. And he sits us down and he's like, so Ben and Jerry's just took a stance against Israel.
How?
No, this was a while ago. It's an example.
Yeah.
No, it's my time. Basically, I'm like, it's my time. There's no joke. Sorry, that was my jokes calling. Busy. Siri. 1 minute. Okay. No. Someone said Chris Cornell. I thought it was the guy in Glee. Someone saying the shooter's a trans man and like trying to make it about trans people. All it proves is that trans men are men. You know what I'm saying? Because only a man's gonna shoot up a school. Like, let's find a silver lining. I'm not politically correct, bitch. I've never been correct in my life. Bootleg therapist. Talk about having a deaf therapist. Talk about having a therapist that told me he has cancer. Talk about having a therapist who I wish I could go to her wedding. Talk about having a therapist who's engaged to your old therapist and having that wedding this week and you can't go. Beautiful. I had a shaved head. People say, are you the way you are on stage, off stage? You think I'm gonna come out here in front of a bunch of strangers, talk about stinky pussy, butthole, pee-pee, poo-poo, the ground, the sky, everything in between, and then be in the comfort of my own self and be what? You know? Like, what do you think? One thing I do wish Jews did is that shit at the promenade with the signs. Like, no porn, like, no this. They could be like, more food, you know what I mean? But don't show it to me! Don't let me see it! But did anybody bring any? Because you were supposed to. I was so nervous. I'm gonna go. But, thank you guys. Yeah. It's been a great night.
Leo for me, my leg. Leo Pano.
Okay. This next comic is coming to the stage. Whoa! Give it up for the one and only Leo, everybody. He's back.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate that. How's your guys' night going? Good?
Yeah.
Going all right? Oh, man. I don't even know what I want to talk about. Hey, good stuff, man. I liked it. I liked how you could, like, jump from voice to voice like that. It was just, like you went from, like, normal, calm white dude to, like, crazy, like, psycho, like, whitefish from Starbucks. I love it. Seriously, it's awesome. Because you deal with a lot of people like that when you... I think I talked about this in my last set, but more in detail, like... You guys work customer service before?
Yes.
Guys, don't people just, like, flip the fuck out for, like, the dumbest shit? Yep. Like, I used to work, like, either, like, as a clerk or a bellboy, or even I worked at the hotel before, and you could have, like, a conversation with someone, like, you can have, like, what was your name? Robin? Like, Robin, if I'm talking to you, right, you know, I'm checking out the food at the grocery store, and we could be, like, besties, and you could say one little thing like, oh, I don't know, your coupon's not working. You guys know what I'm about to say, right? Then all of a sudden, they go like, what? Like, someone, like, I don't know, some random... to get you more specific, so the reason why I have such a problem with this is because my current job as Gatal is customer service.
No.
You would never think that in a million years, right? And the job I have now, it sounds fancy, it sounds bougie, I swear to God it isn't. So it's apartment manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, everyone thinking like, yeah, you probably in Beverly Hills on the top floor drinking Adioses. Fuck that, drinking Coronas. They're like $1. And just to kind of like explain that job, because I don't think anyone really talks about it, but so property management, pretty much you're just like a housing paper bitch.
Hey.
Perfect job for comedians though, I'll tell you that, because it's pretty much you get free housing, and you get like they give you enough money so you don't kill yourself. Just enough, but it's not enough to really like splurge. It's enough to have some money. So you pretty much are applying for the job, and you're like. And the job description says, I was in between jobs during this time, and it says property manager, and I'm like, that sounds fancy. Just like you guys are thinking, like, that sounds so fucking cool, like a property manager, like I'm real estate investment or some shit. Nope. Oh my God. It's not like that. It's just like, you go in, some fucking dinky desk, and the guy's like, yeah, you get free housing, and you just stay here the whole time, and you have to pretty much just, do duties, and you're the manager of the building. And it's cool, I like it, but you think like I'm like, okay, I'm a manager, so like, do I get like an assistant? No. So does someone else answer the phones? No, you answer the phones. I'm like, do I get anything crazy as a manager? No, you just get like these little cards that say you're like a manager. And the thing that happened to me like a week into the job is someone's car got broken into in the parking lot. It was like, and then they don't tell you this, that like everything is your fault. Everything is like someone's car got broken into, and what was so crazy about it was, and it's such a coincidence you guys talked about it in these jokes, but I'm not. He was Russian, the guy who got his car broken into. Right? So he was Russian, and you can imagine, like, I'm not saying I'm racist or anything, but just Russians are known to be very blunt and very difficult when they're upset.
We don't all know each other.
Right? Yeah, very, right? So, and I know he's Russians, but he came to my office, like the little shitty manager office I had, the little apartment they have, and he comes in, this is like my week into the job, I don't know anything. He's like, oh, okay, so somebody broke into my car, what the fuck are you gonna do about this? I swear to God, not even like flinching, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to process the paperwork to call the cops. And even I'm like worried about my own car in the parking lot this time. And you guys ever have a selfish thought where like something bad happens to someone and you're like, your first thought isn't about them, your first thought is like, oh shit, what about my fucking car? That was my thought, right? And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to file a fucking police report in the first week into the job. And the cop comes right away, and this is during the afternoon, so it happened during the nighttime. We looked at the footage. Me barely know how to do shit with this thing. Because, by the way, anyone who's a manager in anything, and they're saying they're processing paperwork, or they're looking into it, they're just trying to figure out what the fuck your request is. Like, when they're looking at the computer, I was looking through the footage, and I saw the guy, and then the cop's there. We do everything right. We complete every task, and then the cop leaves, and then the Russian dude's just like, are you even qualified to do this job? I fucking wasn't, but yeah. Alright, anyways, moving forward. What else? I don't know, I think like the job was cool. I get to live in Hollywood. Doing open mics is easier now because I actually live in the area, you know? And dating's been kind of weird though, because I realized like, I don't know, something about like, dating overall is fun, but I feel like when you're like Asian, you know, I'm not trying to make excuses, but when you're like an Asian dude, you kind of gotta just a little bit harder when it comes to when you date like a white girl, right? Because a lot of white girls, they don't date Asian guys. They don't go out of their way to date Asian dude, unless they're like into anime, or they got like some Asian fetish, or they want to make their black ex-boyfriend laugh at penis sizes comparison. And I don't know, man. Like I think. It's just weird because I think if someone, I think like when it comes to like things like the man, so it's like different, right? So like if you're an Asian woman, like white guys will just like kind of fall over heels to like get over and like, you know, to date you, right? But then the same thing doesn't happen to Asian dudes. Asian dudes just is like, you gotta like kind of be like I will go on a date with a girl, I had to convince her that I'm not a foreigner. You know, like, I had to convince her, like, no, I was born in California. And then they're always confused. So I was like, I'm confused. So you're like, you look Asian, but the word you're speaking right now, it sounds like you're saying, like, white words right now. You have a white accent. You know, right? Like, girls do that shit sometimes. You know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know, have you ever dated an Asian guy before? No. Yeah. Look at this shit! Look, I should just be outraged. Like, this is racist. No. Nah, it's good. It happens sometimes, but like, no, man. Just saying that it's just like a little bit different, like a paradox, because like I feel like even the cultures are different. And I guess the reason for it is that even if you like, I used to live in Japan for a couple years, and even the culture difference between America and Japan is different. Even just not even just dating, even when you go to like a restaurant. So if you come over here, right, you're McDonald's is kind of like dirty, thinking job. Dude, you go to Japan or Tokyo, they take pride in that shit.
Oh, yeah.
They'll actually, like, come to the drive-thru like some really hot, little, like, tight little Asian girl that's freaking, like, cute-looking with a little dress on, and she'll fold your, like, your food bag into some origami shit. You know, she'll be like, yeah, arigato gozaimasu. See, I haven't been there for years, and I remember some of the words. And over here, it's like some, like, fat lady with, like, a beard and, like, some chest hair. She's like, you're number 37, you know, here's your order. And I don't know, man. I think that's just kind of weird with the differences, but, yeah. Anyways, that's my time, you guys. My name's Leo Kano. You guys have a good night. And my Instagram is Leo Kano, LEOKAYNO.
How many names do you have? Two. It's David Leo Kano?
Leo Kano.
Leo Kano, okay. Because if you had a middle name, that would make you a serial killer.
Oh, no.
Give it up for Susan Hall as she escapes real quick. Susan, thank you for coming out. Okay. All right, no, that's a New Jersey thing. No, it really is. It's just, when they're done, it's done. It's done. And I hope that we all won. Because you never know, where you get seen, where you get booked, and Gilda's Club opened up a lot of opportunities for a lot of comedians, and I wish that Gilda Radner's dream would just stay alive, and it wasn't so much about the money after that. It was just a great place. So if you don't know anything about Gilda's Club or Gilda Radner, she was the first female on Saturday Night Live, and she played Rosanna Dana. So you should know who that is. And again, if you could like us, follow us, subscribe to us, whatever. And I am thinking about that OnlyFans show. It'll be, it's gonna be OnlyFans, FANZ. Because I'm from Jersey. New Jersey. If you love us, let us know and laugh at LASchoolofComedy.com. And tomorrow night, I will be at the Laugh Factory, and I will see you guys then. My name is Sunda. Good night. Thank you.